Thanks to Clean My Mac X for sponsoring this video, the all-in-one cleaning and optimization software for your Mac. What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. Is the holy grail of a MacBook Pro with a 1080p camera really happening? We're going to talk about Apple's larger iMac is still in the works and a new iPad mini coming this year, but come on now, let's start off with the new MacBook Pro, and the latest rumor from Apple leaker Dylan DKT claims that finally the upcoming redesigned MacBook Pros will bring an upgraded 1080p FaceTime camera to the MacBook Pro for the very first time. That's right. What is it? 2021? And as sad as that sounds, I think I need to just pinch myself to make sure this is real. Ow! Okay, but it's still not real until it's official. But how many years have we been hoping and complaining about this? What, at least 3 or 4 or 5? Dylan DKT says not only will the new 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros get 1080p cameras, but the entire Mac lineup will be moving forward. Apple has been touting that the new M1 chip's latest image signal processor helps enhance the image quality of the current 720p camera, and in my comparison tests, the M1 brings up the brightness and reduces the shadows and helps get rid of some of the grain. Sometimes it looks a little washed out, and this was the case for all the different lighting situations I tested. It definitely had the best results in a dark lit environment, but even with the help of the M1, 720p is still 720p, and it just doesn't come close to the 1080p clarity that we've seen on something like the new M1 iMac. It's probably the number one thing that people ask me about with the new rumored MacBook Pros on top of everything we've heard. We've heard about the new flat edge, redesigned body, a new Apple M1X chip, a new mini LED display, no touch bar, more ports, an SD card reader, and HDMI that are all rumored features. Well, this 1080p camera would absolutely be the cherry on top and would pretty much upgrade every single aspect of the MacBook Pro that we've been hoping for. This is really the perfect upgrade for a creator or someone in the Apple ecosystem if it all happens. Now, many LED display production shortages have reportedly been the biggest issue for its delays, and it's also delayed shipments for the recent new 12.9-inch iPad Pro. Rumors are now pointing to a possible October or November announcement to keep it separate from the typical annual iPhone and Apple Watch announcements in September. So we will wait and see. I'm in no rush. I say, hey, take your time, Apple, but don't take too much time, because I'll be more than happy to just listen to my current MacBook Pro fan constantly go off with the promise of this new MacBook Pro. And we know that the performance of the M1 is still amazing. M1 Max stay cool, the fan rarely turns on, and all that battery life is bussin'. And it's a true next generation leap. And, I just said that so my nieces and nephews would roll their eyes at me. Did it work? But here's a fun story about the M1's performance. In an interview with Tom's Guide, Apple's marketing team said that the M1 battery life was so good that they originally thought that the battery indicator was buggy, because in their own internal web surfing tests, the M1 lasted 16 hours and 25 minutes compared to a previous Intel model that lasted 10 hours and 21 minutes. So after a few hours, the battery just didn't move, and they thought the battery indicator was broken, but it wasn't. So there's obviously a reason why all of us are just fired up about even the prospects of a new M1X chip this year. And then let's even look further down to an M2 chip in a rumored MacBook Air in 2022, and then beyond that. But we're going to stick with Apple's new chips. The latest report from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman claims a larger redesigned iMac to replace the 27-inch model is still in the works. He also reports that it's likely this new larger model will bring a new M1X chip or even an M2X depending on when it's released, but it won't have the M1 chip found in the current 24-inch model. We know the new larger screen iMac would likely bring all of the improvements of the M1 iMac with its new design. You got its thinner form factor, improved mics and speakers, and a new processor upgrade, but also different color options as well. I know some people are really asking for no chin at all, so it ends up looking like a generic display. I'm not really feeling that, but what about space gray or black for colors? Anyone? Because if this becomes, let's call it the new iMac Pro, people are going to be asking for it. Gurman also reports that the rumored revamped iPad mini 6 is still expected to arrive in the fall of this year. We've heard reports like that. It's reported that its new design will take cues from the current iPad Air. You got the thinner bezels. There's going to be no more home button. There will be a fingerprint scanner incorporated on the power button just like the Air, and then the Lightning port will finally graduate to USB-C. Now, in more iPad news, if you had a chance to check out my recent interview with Apple when the new iPad Pro with mini LED display came out, They said that their reasoning for only including it with the 12.9-inch model was because their data found that customers using that larger display size are the ones that really wanted an improved, more professional display. They didn't cite any supply chain issues as the reason for not including it in the 11-inch Pro, and honestly, they're not going to say that even if that was one of the reasons for not including it. Now, I couldn't even get them to tell me what color they wish the iPad Pro came in other than silver or space gray colors that are out right now, so they weren't going to reveal that. Well, Ming-Chi Kuo reports that's going to change because the new mini LED display is expected to come to the smaller 11-inch iPad Pro next year. Kuo also reports that the new MacBook Air we're expecting to see in 2022 will also come with the mini LED display. Reports claim that next year's iPad Air might change things up and could be the first one with an OLED display, with more iPads transitioning over to OLED displays after that, as Apple moves towards, that type of technology for their mobile devices. We've already heard reports that the 2022 iPad Pro could be another significant upgrade, with Bloomberg reporting that Apple is just testing using a glass back instead of aluminum enclosure on the new model, because this could open up the possibility for the new iPad to include wireless charging or even reverse wireless charging to charge other devices like an iPhone, Apple Watch, or AirPods. But again, it's still just in testing right now, so we obviously can tell there's a lot happening around the iPad family in the next couple of years. All right, here's an update on the HomePod after some users experienced their HomePods just stopped working recently. It's been narrowed down to users running the 14.6 or 15 beta while being used as stereo speakers connected to an Apple TV. Some HomePods were just overheating or just failing in some cases, but it still isn't clear exactly what's causing it. Apple has now released a new HomePod 15 beta after the reports that's designed to work alongside iOS 15, iPadOS 15, tvOS 15, and macOS Monterey. But the update notes do not mention if any of these failure issues have been addressed, so it's just another reminder that things are beta for a reason. But one new thing it does bring new to the table: lossless audio for the HomePod and HomePod Mini. But come on, let's be real. I can't take you seriously if you are hyped about playing lossless on the HomePod Minis. All right, everybody, big thanks to Clean My Mac X for sponsoring this video. It's the all-in-one cleaning and optimizing software for your Mac. Clean My Mac X is one package that combines the most useful features for your Mac. You got Smart Scan, which is the opening feature of the app. It runs cleanup tasks to reclaim free space. It shows you optimization tasks to be done based on your Mac's condition and does a quick malware check. It will also help you manage your free space more effectively. Its System Junk feature detects old user and system cache files that are no longer needed and lets you delete them. And then Space Lens lets you see what exactly takes valuable space by building a virtual map of your Mac's storage. Clean My Mac X is a Mac app to fight digital junk and organize your storage in the most convenient way for you. It's more than just a Mac cleaner. It doesn't show you files you already know you have. It deep scans your Mac for temporary files and app leftovers that aren't so easy to find manually. And Clean My Mac X recently rolled out native support for Apple Silicon Macs to get that entirely fresh look. So we're talking about the new interface with new fancy glass-like icons, cool animations, and hover effects. And the new look perfectly matches the macOS Big Sur style and the upcoming macOS Monterey. Now, I've used it for years, so download a free trial of Clean My Mac X by using the link in the description. Okay, that's going to do it for now. If you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my videos when they drop. And if you want more Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week with special guests. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Take care and be safe. Peace and love.